Hi and welcome to the channel again, and today I'm going to do some forecasts for the year of the rat and your horoscope for the year of the rat. So the year of the rat starts in 2020 on January the 25th, and it's considered by the Chinese to be a year of good fortune generally in both love and in earnings. So if you're of the sign of the rat itself, you will find yourself to be it's considered an animal with a lot of spirit, witty, alert. You've got a delicate side. Flexibility is associated with the characteristics of the rat, and you're a very vital and energetic sort of creature. Now, in 2020, if you're born in the year of the rat, you're going to have a fairly good fortune this year. It's not bad, particularly in the areas of wealth and career. Your salary may increase. And you might get promoted and maybe pass some new qualifications and examinations if you're studying, and you could get some good passes, good certificates and so forth in the year of the rat. So it's good for you in that area, in the areas of education and that type of thing. Regarding health, it's considered as a year if you live in the year of the rat, born of the year of the rat, it's considered as a time when you could get respiratory problems, and also it's considered also with heart problems. So those are areas obviously one would look out for. This doesn't mean you're going to get that. It's just those are the things that are weak in this area during the year of the rat if you're born under the year of the rat. God, a lot of rats in there, isn't there? Now, as for love and relationships, it should be quite good for single people born under the year of the rat. You'll try to maybe find a new partner in that year. It's a good time for new relationships, for pursuing new relationships, and it's also supposed to be a time when we're supposed to help older people. So the people born under the year of the rat in the year of the rat will help older people. And you're advised also, as badly signed in this year, for things such as drink, alcohol. One shouldn't overindulge in that type of thing. And it should be quite an entertaining period for you. Now, the best way to draw sort of positive energy in this time and to block the negative energy is to deliberately engage in cheerful type of activities, joyful events, as the Chinese would call it. Things like weddings, celebrations, anything, birthdays, anything what's a upbeat celebratory type of thing is supposed to be very good for the sort of energy of this year for you who are born under the sign of the rat. So you're quite positive people, and this will increase your positivity during 2020. Now, if you're an ox, your personality is likely to be quite industrious, quite cautious in your ways of dealing with things. You're quite conservative, and you hold your faith very firmly. So now let's look at your year during 2020. Now, a hard person like the ox will do well in the time of the year of the rat, because it's a time when you will have pretty good fortune generally and good wealth, they say, during this year. You may earn a lot of money, but it comes through hard work and investment. But it's like all the effort you put in begins to sort of pay off. For students born in the year of the ox, it's a good time also, and lucky for any tests and studying periods. So it's a good time to study this year if you're a young person studying, particularly if you're young in this year. Now, love and relationships for the year of the ox, for the year of the rat, for the ox. It's possibly a time when you could meet somebody. It's a good time for social occasions for you, and it's a good time for starting relationships. Health-wise, it tends to be kind of small health problems, nothing too serious, things that can easily be cured. Now, so basically, For the ox sign this year, it's likely to experience a fairly smooth and prosperous year for you. Lots of opportunities, lots of happy events around, and a good time for finding a partnership and love. So it's a good year for you. And to get the most of this year, stay present, stay focused, live in the present moment, because this is a good time and it's good to run with the flow of things. So a good year, the year of the rat, for the sign of the ox. So if you're the sign of the tiger, you're considered to be a very brave sort of sign, can be a bit angry, easy to turn to aggression. Sometimes the tiger sign is seen as cruel and forceful, even terrifying, and it's often a symbol of great power in China. It's a symbol that is associated with the lords and the emperors and is compared to people in great positions of power. So you're a very forceful sign. So let's see how you will get on in the year 2020, which of course is the year of the rat. It's quite a good year for the sign of the tiger. It's a year of good opportunities, particularly in career and things like that. You might get promotions. You need to finish jobs you've started during this year, and then you will be successful. It's a good time for jobs in particular and your career. You'll also get help from the mother's side of the family, they say, because this is very much associated this year with receiving help from the motherly force. So it's good for help from the mother's side of the family. There should be some problems in your love life, though. Love and relationships are not well starred during the sign of the time of the rat. So take care of people that are precious to you. It's also important to protect against theft and things like that. You've got to protect your wealth during this era, and avoid things being stolen. So be particularly cautious not to be, leave your mobile phone hanging around and things like that. And so it's a time when you've got to be a bit cautious as well, but generally a time of progress for you. They also say that children during the year of the tiger should not touch cats and dogs. So if you've got kids that are of the sign of the tiger, don't touch cats and dogs. Okay. No, but in the end, let's think about it. It's often lots of opportunities this year, lots of opportunities for travel as well, which I forgot to mention, and also a bit of an unstable year because of all this movement that's likely to be going on. So things like changing of home, changing of jobs, kind of a little bit unstable for you, but generally a time that is quite good for your general opportunities, particularly in career, like I said. So stay on course, keep a clear mind, keep your mind, maybe do a bit of meditation, keep yourself focused in the present moment, and you will do well through the year of the rat. The rabbit in China is sacred because it is the pet of the moon goddess, and it's considered a sign that is very beautiful, a sign that is very tame, kind, loving, hopeful, cuddly, I suppose. And the rabbit is considered to be a creature that is very lovely and tender. And people born of the year of the rabbit are not aggressive. They're very approachable sort of people, very decent, noble, and have a very elegant nature. So how will you fare in the sign of the rat during 2020? 2020 is not the perfect year for you, unfortunately. It's okay. It's kind of satisfactory. It's not bad. It's just okay. It's not the perfect year. It's not huge progress made for you this year, but it's not a terrible year. You should have good luck in the area of love in particular, though. The good luck in love is seen for this sign during this time. You should attract the attention of the opposite sex. So if you're single, not a bad time if you're in the sign of the rabbit. You may get promotions in your career, but they'll be a bit harder to achieve than some years. Small achievements really is what you'll make, and be happy with making smaller achievements. Particularly, they say that you can get on in the jobs and careers that other people haven't considered doing, unusual careers, unpopular subjects maybe, things that you've not considered before can often come to light as an opportunity for you during the year of the rat. So they say not to go near water during this time and to take good care of yourselves to prevent any diseases of the liver and gallbladder. Those are the areas in the health areas that are considered as being kind of under duress during the period of the year of the rat. So this is basically a bit of a shaky year, and particularly in financial matters. Again, I say it's good in love interests for you, though. Be careful with relationships generally, at work and things, especially with colleagues and things like this, and business partners. It's a time that could be a bit of negativity there. So you've got to draw lots of positive energy into your life and think very positively through this time. Keep an eye on your surroundings, keep an eye out for difficulties, and I'm sure you can avoid any problems that may occur during this year. So if you're the sign of the dragon, you will know that it's one of the most revered signs in the Chinese zodiac. It has a very high reputation in Chinese culture. I mean, the Chinese people themselves always regarded themselves as the descendants of the dragon. You know, I don't know where they got that from, but it's quite an interesting idea, isn't it? So in ancient China, this mythical creature was seen as being a creature of speed and would soar across the sky. It's the divine power. It's the power of Yang, you know, the male driving force of the universe. And it's also considered as a sign associated with authority, dignity, honor, success and luck, and capability in all fields. And a lot of Chinese people, if they have artificial insemination, often want to have their children during the period of the where they will be born as dragons, because emperors are considered as being the exclusively as the dragon as the symbol of. So how will you fare now in 2020 during the year of the rat? So last year, 2019, was not the best year for the sign of the dragon, but 2020 should be quite an improvement for you, and this is a year where you will feel a lot more optimism. Your work performance is going to have its ups and downs a bit, but it's still on the rise gradually. So this is a kind of a good time. It's like coming out of a more difficult period of time. And also with that, you'll find that your income will increase, your wealth is likely to increase, and also there could be more opportunities in the areas of your career. They say that this is a good year for doing things like marketing yourself, planning activities that can bring financial benefits. It's a year when you're likely to come across some intelligent people. If you're going to fall in love with someone, they're likely to be a very intelligent person. It's like you attract intelligent people during the year of the rat. It's a time when you've got to watch your diet, though. You've got to be a bit careful with what you eat, particularly because for the dragon in the year of the rat, this is not a good time for anything to do with stomach and gastrointestinal sort of problems. So you've got to watch for any areas of that. And it's also a time one must be careful of unforeseen accidents. Okay, so that's what they say generally about the health things for this year. So it's one of the it's a good year for you generally, really, because the dragon tends to fare well in most signs, strangely enough, and it'll be a year that's got a lot of opportunities. You're coming away, like I say, the first part of the year I think is going to be getting rid of the negativity of 2019, and then we start to really sort of move forward quite quickly. So this sign, you'll see a year filled with lots of opportunities, career and relationship opportunities. So you've got to keep a focused mind in this time, because they say that it's, like I said, with accidents and things, you've got to watch out for the unexpected. So also don't rush into things and make panic decisions about things. Keep a circumspect sort of energy to what you do. Think about things. I suppose the key to making a super successful year for the dragon in this year is patience. Now, if you're born under the year of the snake, you will realise that you are the most marvellous people on the Zodiac, because I'm a snake. But if you think about it, snakes are not normally got a particularly good reputation, have you? They're sort of sneaky. They're poisonous. They're dangerous. They're not liked in most societies, and yet they're also a symbol of transformation and rebirth. And they say that the snake sign is the sign of the occult. It's the sign of the medium and that type of thing. So for the year of the snake, let's see what we have to say about the prospects during the year of the rat. 2020, the year of the rat, will see some progress for the snake. It's not a huge, massively expansive year for you, but it's quite a good year nonetheless, particularly in financial things. Generally, it's not a bad year. It's so-so. It's up and down, but generally pretty good. And you should bring some earnings, but not huge fortunes. In the workplace, there can be a bit of pressure during the year of the rat. You can fall into conflicts with people in authority, your superiors and things, or managers and whatever. You've got to be a little bit cautious, not too snappy as a snake might get. And there may be, if you're considering getting a new job, it's probably quite a difficult time for the snake, because people can be very kind of judgmental over you during this period of time. Also with money, one's got to be a bit careful. There can be a bit of conflict with this. There can be conflict with friends over money in this period, and relatives. So caution with anything that might be potential money conflicts. But like I say, there's still quite good earning opportunities, reasonably good career opportunities. You know, it's not dire, but one's just got to be a little bit cautious, particularly if you were to do anything such as investments that require taking a chance, such as gambling and so forth, which should be avoided. It should be avoided most of the time, shouldn't it really? But particularly if you're taking risks, don't take risks in the year of the rat if you're the sign of the snake. Otherwise you could lose a lot of wealth quickly. Okay, so generally the people born at the end of this year will find themselves with a sort of a guiding presence in this year. They say it's going to be a time when the snake might guide others. You'll benefit from a year of help from others too, because I mean that's there shown. Although I've said these other things, there's good help from other areas, and it's like people will help you with your career. So although there might be some difficulties, there is also hidden help there during this year. So when you find yourself in good company, stick with it. Choose your friends carefully during this year, because there will be those that will be for you and those that will be against you, and if you choose correctly, you'll make a successful year of it. Now, if you're the sign of the horse, you're the element of fire, so you're a very energetic creature. You're a very energetic person. Your sign symbolizes enthusiasm and energy and the power to drive forward. And it gives you, and people of the sign of the horse have kind of independence, and yet they have integrity. So they have a lot of good qualities, a lot of good human values to them, and they make a lot of effort to make sure they get to the end of things. They work with passion and diligence. So let's see how you will get on during the 2020, the year of the rat. 2020 is a particularly good year for the sign of the horse, because it's a time when love is on the horizon. It's a year that you are very likely to fall in love. If you are already married and in love and so on, it will be a good time for your relationships generally. A very strong chance that if you're single, you would meet somebody this year. Career, wealth, health. There may be some problems associated with those areas in your life. Nothing major, nothing too serious, but it's kind of awkward difficulties. Sometimes underperformance in work is showing, and this is unusual for you because normally those are the areas that you thrive in. But perhaps this is the price you pay for having a better emotional aspect to your life this year. So we've got to keep the balance in our income correct this year. We mustn't let things run out of order. Keep a careful eye on those credit cards. Keep a careful eye on the income and expenditure in the household, and you should get through okay. It's part of your nature to be like that anyway. You've got to watch out for your health conditions all the time. It's important this year, they say, for the year of the horse, because you're a very active, energetic sign. It's important to do a lot of physical activity. So if you went to the gym or something like that, that would be you'd benefit a lot during the year of the rat. So there'll be a lot of changes this year for the year of the horse, for the horse in the year of the rat. Lots of opportunities to travel more too, so there should be travel opportunities. And there could be a surprises too. Not bad surprises, but surprises in opportunities to get a complete change in career, and of course lots of possibilities for a new relationship on the horizon. So quite an interesting year, quite a lot of changes going on, a little bit of caution required, but generally, you stay on track, you keep the balance and watch how you do things correctly, you should be all right. It should be a good year. So if you're born in the sign of the sheep, also known as the goat and the ram, you're one of the animals that are considered to be liked by everybody the most. You're a gentle, calm sign, non-aggressive, and since ancient times people have learned that the sheep is something that keeps them warm. So they are considered to be kind, loving people. They love beautiful things, they like company of people, they like to herd together with others. And the sheep, we will find out now how you will do in the year of the rat, which is in 2020. So in general, people born under the sign of the sheep will do quite well in 2020. It's generally a year of good fortune for you, and it should be a pretty good time. In particular, in terms of your career, it should be a good time for a career. You'll be supported by people in authority, distinguished people, authoritative people, people in management roles will recognize you this year and help you progress, perhaps without you even trying to do anything about it. It comes quite naturally that you get help from people in high places. It's also a very good year for love, luck and relationships. It's a time when you could meet someone if you're single, and you may fall in love this year. And if you're already in a relationship and you've been kind of meeting someone a long time and the relationship's been getting a bit more serious, this is the year when you may get married, because it's a very good year for the year of the sheep to get married during the year of the rat. So in daily life and with your health and so forth, it's suggested that you do lots of physical exercise. It's a time you could get a little bit lazy, so it's a time when physical exercise is in order to keep your health conditions right. So it's also a year where there's a number of changes happening to you, especially because of these career opportunities. But with these changes, it comes opportunity and new opportunities and growth. So be cautious though when making the really big decisions. It's wise to be mindful during this time and not to leave any stone unturned. So don't be fearful, but just be cautious sometimes when you make the big decisions. So generally, a good year for the year of the sheep, and particularly, like I said, in the areas of love. If you're born under the sign of the monkey, you will know that you're a smart, clever, witty, humorous person. The monkey is also considered a bit tricky and a bit sneaky sometimes as well. And you're considered also as a very auspicious sign, because it was considered, there's lots of stories such as Wu Chen-en's story about monkey, which I love so much, from China. And so monkey has a kind of a spiritual aspect to it, but also the bit of the monkey mind. But let's see how we get on during 2020 during the sign of the rat. Not a bad year for the year of the monkey. Opportunities could come along in your career and things like this. There'll be golden opportunities, but the important thing is whether you take them or not. It's important for those born in the sign of the monkey to grab the opportunities during this time, because complacency could set in with you. So it's important to take the lead, to grab the opportunity while it's there. Get on well with people and network with your colleagues and things as well, because it's through networking and through connecting with others that often career opportunities may come to you this year. As for wealth, you've got to be a bit cautious not to overspend. You overconsume, you use too much, you get a bit too extravagant this year. The temptation is to waste money. So even though the money is generally coming in to you, it would be nice by the time you get to the end of the year in 2021 that the money's still there, that you don't find yourself with a credit card bill. It's a year when in potential you could have money in the bank at the end of the year. It depends how sensible you are with it. You should get on all right with during the year regarding love, particularly good for the male monkeys. It's supposed to be a time when male monkeys will attract the opposite sex easy. It's a time of a lot of social occasions, lots of events, and you could fall in love with someone. And the same, of course, will apply to the females of it, but it's just particularly strongly aspected for the male monkeys during this year. So it's a great kind of year for you, filled with lots of union, lots of love, lots of joyful events. 2020 will be a time when you find yourself in a good position in life, when you can get opportunities. Again, like I say, as long as you take advantage of them. Lots of opportunities in career and in relationship, and it's up to you if you make 2020 work for you. So, if you are the sign of the rooster, you're probably watching this early in the morning, because roosters are known for good timekeeping and rising early. Of course, they wake us all up in the morning if we were on the farms. They're also considered as a epitome of fidelity and punctuality. Because they didn't have alarm clocks in the past, did they? So it was the rooster that used to wake us all up. So they're always there at the start. They're good innovators in life. And in Chinese culture, they're also, actually it's not so much the rooster, but the chicken is considered as a creature that could exorcise evil spirits. So how will you get on in the year of the rat in 2020? 2020 for the rooster will be a kind of average year. Nothing too massive happening, nothing too high on the agenda, not huge opportunities, not huge losses either. A little bit unstable sometimes, though, could be implied by this time as well, particularly when it comes to money. And we've got to be very careful that we don't lose money through mishaps, accidents, and making impetuous decisions. So again, this is another one of those signs where you need to be a little bit cautious the way you go about things with your money side of life to make it work. So if you're with caution, you'll get through fine. If you get reckless, you could have problems. If you're looking to improve yourself in the career side of your life, there's going to be fierce competition. It's like there's a fight to get promotion for you. I mean, you can, yes, I'm not saying you're not going to, I'm just saying it's going to be a bit of a battle. So you may come up with some conflicts with colleagues and workmates because you're wanting to get on and others are trying to stop you. So there's a little bit, things are drawn back a bit. But overall, like I say, it kind of averages out in the end and it doesn't go wrong for you. For love, reasonably good year. A reasonably fortunate year for you for that. So that's not a bad aspect to throw into the mix. So I think a lot of burning up of energy, a lot of struggles for this time, and you could meet a lot of new friends in particular. You're widening your social circle, and if you're looking for love, again, you're going to meet people in fellowship with other people, and maybe that's you'll meet people more, but in groups rather than just one-to-ones, as it were. So a bit of an unstable year, a bit of uncertainty around your career, and possibly a little bit of uncertainty around relationships still. You've got to be extra careful with anything you do where you're signing anything to do with contracts, legal things, paperwork generally, and there could be complications and obstacles with things like that. So not the perfect year during the year of the rat. It's a year when it's a time when you're prone to be a little bit confrontational, so you really need to chill out a lot when you can. Relax, take it a little bit more easy, because it is a pretty hectic time for you. But if you can kind of find a smoother path, if you can find a little bit of time for yourself, then I think you'll do a lot better through this year and you'll come out quids in at the end of the year. So if you're the year of the dog in China, like it is here in the West, is considered as a man's best friend and considered a very loyal sort of animal. In China, if a dog comes and scratches at your door, that's an extremely good sign of good fortune. So it's an auspicious animal. And you are a person that works well with other people, you work well in teams, you're a person that has these qualities of loyalty and is able to live in harmony with others. So how will you fare during the year of the rat in 2020? So 2020 for the year of the dog is a kind of mediocre year. Nothing's going massively well. Kind of so-so year for you. I wouldn't say it's a bad year, not a good year. It's a little bit in between for you. You don't thrive in this year, but then you don't do badly in this year either. So it's neutral in many ways. You do well, anything to do with gaining opportunity by letting the world know about you works well for you in this year. So things like marketing, advertising, self-promotion if need be, if you want to get on in your careers and things like that. Lots of planning in advance is also implied in this year for you. Getting strategy and structure, having targets in the workplace. Those are all things that help you fare better through this year and make most of it. You can get money from larger financial projects too, and anything to do with conserving things as well. So saving also helps you to progress your income during this year. Anything to do with water, anything to do with catering is also considered good during the year of the rat for the sign of the dog. So you've got to actively as well seek out any opportunities that come along too. It's active. You have to go for it. It's not going to come just drop from heaven, as it were, in your life. You've got to seek it out. It's about, you've got to sniff it out if you're a dog, I suppose. You've got to find your quarry. Particularly good for the male sign when it comes to relationships, and you need to take the initiative this year. You have to fight for the prize of the girl of your dreams. It's also good for the female, similar, same sort of thing for the female, but particularly strongly aspected because the male element is very strong in this for this year for the sign of the dog during the sign of the rat. Also, another sign that needs to take a lot more physical exercise to maintain health. No serious things indicated for other aspects of the body, but particularly just keep your energy up by keeping yourself as fit and healthy as you can. So there'll be a lot of chances for travel during 2020. This could also be for travel with work, and it could also be travel for leisure. So the two are shown here during the year of the rat. This could also extend to things like moving home. If you're in business, maybe there's a move of office, possibly moving jobs could be on the horizon. So there's a lot of changes happening this year, and you should come out of the year probably in a little bit of a better position than when you came into it. Not massive changes, but if you play your cards right, you should make a good year of this. So if you were born in the year of the pig, you are considered a person that can be, you like sleeping and eating, being a bit lazy. That's the way the Chinese see the pig in their society. But it's also, you know, the sign of the pig is also considered a fairly trustworthy animal, and it's also considered as a symbol of wealth. So the people that are born under the sign of the pig can be considered as people that can gather a lot of wealth into their life. So let's see if this happens for you during the year of the rat in 2020. The pig during the year of the rat doesn't fare marvelously well. It's a year of ups and downs for you this year. Another one where you're going to be you'll get your high points and you'll get your low points, and it's a middling year for you again. It's an in between time for you. There'll be quite a lot of pressure on you, particularly at work. Work things take your breath away where you're working so hard, and you may be surrounded by people that are not of the best disposition. Unpleasant characters are suggested during the year of the rat for the pig, which is not good for maintaining the relationships you have in the world. So you've got to watch out this year for people that can't be trusted. You've got to watch your wealth, not let others try to take it from you, not let others try to take opportunity from you. You'll be very popular with the opposite sex through this year. It's a good year for love and relationships. You should fare well generally, as long as you find the right, most trustful people, of course, because of this other sign of watching who you mix with. So you could either choose well or choose badly this year. You want to be very careful, particularly if you're getting married. who you choose, and make sure you're absolutely certain. So it's actually, although doesn't sound marvellous, it's a better year than 2019, because actually you're coming out of a negative period from 2019, which was actually quite a bad year for you. So it is a gradual improvement, particularly as the year progresses, particularly as you pass the summer and head towards the winter months. You'll find that actually it will become an easier path. Then you'll start to get your career opportunities and love opportunities and things like that. So it's also a time when you need to think about rebalancing everything, particularly rebalancing the body and mind. So if you did something like yoga, it would be absolutely great for you this time, because that's the ideal way to balance the inner and the outer person, the body and the mind and the soul itself. That would be good for you this year. So that would be one of the best things you could ever do in your life, in my opinion, if you start something like that. So a middling year for the pig. I think, again, it's another one of those where you need a little bit of caution about what you do, and be careful of the friends you choose. Surround yourself with the right type of people, and then you will fare well. My wife Jane and I do our public work for free. We raise money through the theatres to raise money for our Hamilton Parker Foundation. This is a not-for-profit company that is soon to be registered as a charity. Now, our work is going in to help with the objectives of this charity, but you can help us as well by becoming what we call a patron of this channel. Now, as a patron, you'll get, first of all sorts of really interesting benefits. You'll have a sort of behind the scenes look at what goes on with our work. You'll get videos before other people. You'll get new videos. You'll get all sorts of benefits that are explained in the patron website, and it has various tiers that you can subscribe to. So you can subscribe to just a little bit and get a few benefits, or you can subscribe a lot and get a lot of benefits. And what this means is that we can raise some money through this channel. Now, this money's not going to me and Jane to give us a fancy lifestyle. This money is going into our foundation that has some fantastic objectives. Now, the first thing we want to do with the foundation is, first of all, get a cyber center together, a cyber temple, as it were, a place where we can introduce new people to you through this channel. So by supporting this channel and giving something to the as a patron, you will find that this channel will start to get better and better content with more and more interesting things going on. We'll be able to get the cameras, we'll be able to have the space, we'll be able to have the right setting where we can build the energy to do things such as mediumistic circles and so forth online. But also our work extends further than that, because we are hoping ultimately to build a spiritual center, a psychic ashram, as it were, where people like you can come to visit and take part in an interactive way through this channel as well. But also we are doing a lot of what we call spiritual service. We are going out and giving a large part of the income we generate to people in India who are destitute. We've given to schools, we've fed children that are in need, we've helped mentally handicapped people, we've given cows to old people in India. Some of all this you'd have seen in my movie Mystic Journey to India on Amazon. But all of this is part of our mission, part of our remit to help the world. Because we're not only trying to find our divine nature, we're also trying to live what we learn and express it in ways that are really beneficial to the world. So if you follow this channel, but more importantly, if you become a patron of this channel, you can help us to take this whole mission onto a much higher level than any psychic work has ever been done before.